Viktor Frankl's man's search for meaning is a beacon of hope. The book weaves together Frankl's personal experiences and his psychological insights, offering a roadmap for discovering meaning in life. Its message is universal, no matter the circumstances. We have the power to choose our attitude and find purpose, which can sustain us through suffering and lead us to fulfillment. The book is divided into two parts. The first recounts Frankl's time in Auschwitz and other camps, not as a detailed history of the Holocaust, but as a lens to explore how humans endure unimaginable hardship. The second introduces logotherapy, Frankl's groundbreaking psychological approach, which centers on the idea that the primary drive in human life is not pleasure or power, but the pursuit of meaning. Together, these sections create a narrative that is both heart-wrenching and uplifting, showing how purpose can transform pain into growth. Frankl begins by describing his arrival at Auschwitz in 1942. Stripped of possessions, identity, and family, he faced a world of cruelty and despair. Prisoners endured starvation, brutal labor, and the constant threat of death. Yet, amid this suffering, Frankl observed something remarkable. Those who found a reason to live, whether through love, hope for the future, or a sense of duty, were more likely to survive. He recalls a fellow prisoner who clung to the dream of reuniting with his family, and another who found solace in small acts of kindness, like sharing a scrap of bread. These glimpses of humanity revealed a profound truth. External conditions could not fully strip away inner freedom. One of Frankl's most vivid memories is of a moment when he, exhausted and freezing, imagined speaking to his beloved wife, Tilly, though he did not know if she was alive. Visualizing her face and their shared love gave him strength to endure another day. This experience shaped his belief that love is a powerful source of meaning. He writes that even in the camps, where life was reduced to bare survival, the thought of a loved one could spark hope and resilience. This idea resonates deeply. Love in its many forms can anchor us through life's storms. Frankl also reflects on the choices prisoners made. Some succumbed to despair or turned to selfishness, but others showed extraordinary courage and compassion. He describes a prisoner who, despite his own suffering, comforted others, and a doctor who risked punishment to care for the sick. These acts of defiance against despair showed Frankl that we always have a choice in how we respond to suffering. This inner freedom, the ability to choose one's attitude, became a cornerstone of his philosophy. It is a reminder that, even when we cannot control our circumstances, we can control our response, and that choice can define our humanity. The camps also taught Frankl about the fragility and strength of hope. He noticed that prisoners who lost their sense of purpose often withered away, while those who held onto a goal, whether writing a book, reuniting with a child, or simply surviving to bear witness, found the will to persevere. Frankl himself clung to the dream of rewriting a manuscript the Nazis destroyed upon his arrival at Auschwitz. This purpose gave him a reason to keep going. His observations underscore a vital lesson. Purpose is not something we stumble upon. It is something we actively seek and create, even in the face of loss. In the second part of the book, Frankl introduces logotherapy, derived from the Greek word logos, meaning reason or meaning. Unlike Freud, who saw pleasure as the main human drive, or Adler, who emphasized power, Frankl argued that the search for meaning is what defines us. Logotherapy helps people discover this meaning by focusing on three sources: creative work or deeds, experiences or encounters with others, and the attitude we choose toward unavoidable suffering. Frankl believed that meaning is unique to each person and can change over time, but it is always accessible even in the bleakest moments. For example, Frankl describes how a patient, a grieving mother, found purpose by dedicating her life to helping orphaned children, channeling her pain into compassion. Another patient facing a terminal illness discovered meaning in appreciating life's small joys, like watching a sunset or listening to music. These stories illustrate that meaning is not reserved for grand achievements. It can be found in everyday moments, relationships, and the courage to face hardship with dignity. Frankl also explores suffering as a source of meaning. He does not glorify pain, but acknowledges that when suffering is inevitable, we can find purpose by facing it bravely. He shares the story of a young woman in the camps who, as she lay dying, spoke of finding peace in the beauty of a tree visible through a window. Her ability to find meaning in nature, even at the end, inspired Frankl. This perspective is empowering. Suffering, when approached with purpose, can become a path to growth rather than destruction. The book also addresses the dangers of a life without meaning. Frankl warns of the existential vacuum, a sense of emptiness that arises when people lack purpose. This can lead to apathy, depression, or destructive behaviors. In modern life, where material comfort often overshadows deeper fulfillment, Frankl's insights feel especially relevant. He encourages us to ask, "What is life asking of me?" rather than "What do I want from life?" This shift in perspective invites us to see challenges as opportunities to grow and contribute. Frankl's writing is not just a recounting of horrors or a dry psychological treatise. It is a call to action. He urges readers to take responsibility for their own meaning, whether through pursuing a passion, nurturing relationships, or finding value in suffering. We each have the power to shape our purpose. His experiences in the camps make this message undeniable. If meaning could be found in Auschwitz, it can be found anywhere. The book closes with a powerful reflection on the human capacity for hope. Frankl survived the camps and learned that his wife had perished. Yet he rebuilt his life, remarried, and dedicated himself to helping others through logotherapy. His story is a testament to the idea that meaning can carry us through loss and lead us to new beginnings. He reminds us that life is not about avoiding pain, but about finding reasons to keep moving forward. Man's search for meaning is a gift to anyone seeking purpose. Its lessons are simple yet profound. Life always offers something to live for, whether it is love, creativity, or the courage to face hardship. Frankl's voice is gentle but firm, urging us to embrace our inner freedom and take responsibility for our own meaning. The book inspires not by promising an easy path, but by showing that even in the darkest moments, we can find light. It is a reminder that our lives, no matter how ordinary or challenging, are rich with potential for purpose. For anyone feeling lost or overwhelmed, Frankl's story offers hope. It teaches that meaning is not a distant goal, but a choice we make every day. By embracing this choice, we can transform our lives and in turn inspire others. As Frankl writes, everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. This truth, born from the ashes of unimaginable suffering, is a guide for us all, inviting us to live with purpose, courage, and hope.